mentioned the FA Youth Cup against Luton, obviously going to be on the first team pitch in the ground at the Hive. That must be something that the players are really looking forward to.
Yeah, it's hard to get them to think about anything else. And it's difficult when these games come around, because they kind of forget about the league fixture in the middle. And you're saying to them, right, your focus is on Dagenham. And then at the end of the session, is the game in the stadium? And you're like, yes, it's in the stadium. Now focus on Dagenham. Because they're excited. You know, it's going to be great. I'm sure they will invite their friends and family, and people will come down. And last year we didn't get to play here because we were drawn away at Boreham Wood, and then we were drawn away at Cheltenham. So the boys that are now into their second year, this is actually the first opportunity they've had to play. 2 years ago, the year that when we won the league, we got to play here against Clacton in one of the qualifying rounds when they scored 11. So those boys have got positive memories of it, but they're now first and second year pros. So these boys going into Luton are very excited. And we played Luton 3 weeks ago, and it was the seesaw match that we talked about, when we really should have got something out of the game. We didn't, and it was a 4-3 defeat in the last minute, but with some great attacking play, not some great defensive play. But we've had 3-4 weeks of solid defensive work since then, so I'm really excited for the boys to have the opportunity to play on the pitch, and also for us to see if this work that we've been doing has been positive.
It must be a huge incentive for the players to think, get your little taste, but this is what I want to do full time, this is what I want to do for a living ultimately.
Yeah, and I was thinking about it the other day. If I was a 16-year-old and suddenly you're out there, and it won't be a full stadium, of course, but you'll still be in a four-sided ground, on the real pitch, coming out of the tunnel, in the changing room, waiting with the opposition down the tunnel with the referees, waiting to call you out, banging on the door. And that's what it feels like. That's a Saturday. That's coming down the steps and seeing out the corner of your eye that there's someone in the crowd that you know, and giving them a little wave, and getting into the halfway line and really feeling like it matters. And it should feel the same every game. It should feel the same here on the grass. It should feel the same at Dagenham on Saturday. But human nature tells you that there'll be a little bit more fire in the belly when it comes to both the FA Youth Cup and the opportunity to play on the Hive pitch for the first time.
And finally, obviously, the Youth Cup, massive tournament in youth football. How much prestige does that kind of hold for the players, for yourself, and the will to go on a run, I imagine, like the full version?
It would be great to go on a run, and it would be a good reward for the boys, but we just treat it like any other game. The preparations are the same, the analysis is the same, the team talks are the same, the warm-up's the same, and we try and keep everything level, so the boys have the same experience as any other game, because it doesn't matter if you're playing against a private team, a local team, Arsenal, Barcelona, Luton in the FA Youth Cup, your mindset has to be the same. Because as soon as you start to differentiate between them and say to yourselves, oh, well, it's only these today, those are the times that you lose. And if you can only get yourself up for the big games, that's why you see so many FA Cup games, whether you've got the giant killers and big teams lose, because that mindset is, oh, well, it's only this team today, so we can kind of take our foot off the gas. So when we do analysis sessions and we talk about performance psychology with the boys, they'll often reference big games, and with that mindset, and we say to them, there's no big games. It's every game is 100%, every game is maximum focus, and every game should be treated as if it is your FA Cup final or your final league game to win the league every week, regardless of the opposition. And naturally, they'll be excited because it's the FA Youth Cup, and every boy, and every team wants to do well in it. And I would like them to do well, but the emphasis to them is that it's not the be all and end all, and their attitude and application should be the same as it is every week, which is normally very, very good. And I expect it to be good for Dagenham going into Luton on Tuesday.